Forget the highlight reels you've seen. Forget the 19 home runs in AAA. That's just the surface noise. When the Hokkaido Nippon Fighters brass inked Rodolfo Castro, they weren't buying a 26-year-old utility man. They were making a calculated, almost terrifying gamble on a specific, isolated data point so profound it risked the entire scouting budget. And we are about to reveal that secret metric that convinced them he is the missing piece.
That is exactly what 618 Radar will uncover with you right now, drilling deep into the data to see why this seemingly mid-tier signing might actually be the biggest jackpot of the offseason. Rodolfo Castro, just 26, is part of a new, younger wave of imports arriving in NPD, the same age as new pitcher Rao, bringing a 183-centimeter, 93-kilogram frame and a right-handed bat, a tool that has already seen 194 games in the majors across the three primary infield positions, second, short, and third.
What immediately grabs attention is his speed, banking 50 minor league steals, and notably escalating that number dramatically in his final full minor league season leading up to his Fighters contract. Interestingly, while he spent most of his career as a switch hitter, recent data confirms a near total commitment to hitting exclusively right-handed since 2025, suggesting a refinement and focus the Fighters believe they can capitalize on. The club officially touted him as a utility player who primarily covers the infield, but also has center field experience, praising his shoulder strength and speed, calling him a player who will excite the fans, explicitly confirming their objective, scoring enhancement. To truly understand the excitement, we must dive into the batting line, where the central conflict lies. In 2022, still just 22 or 23, he posted a respectable MLB line over 71 games. .233 average, 11 home runs, 5 stolen bases, resulting in a .726 OPS, a highly promising sign for a player that young. Then came the slight dip in 2023 and the subsequent difficult, injury-riddled 2024 season, which saw him struggle even in AAA, hitting only .209 before a ligament tear in his right thumb ended his year prematurely in late August. This downturn, critics argue, is why he landed in Japan.
But wait, the critics whisper. AAA hitting is a carnival these days. That 2025 OPS of .745 is likely inflated. This is where the sharp argumentation of the Fighters' front office comes in. The 2025 rebound, 133 games, .235 average, 19 homers, 18 steals, and a .745 OPS, was not achieved in the hitter-friendly high-altitude PCL.
This production was real, balanced, and crucial. It demonstrated a return to form and confirmed his profile as a middle-distance power hitter. His batted ball profile shows remarkable equilibrium, no extreme pull bias, no exaggerated fly ball or ground ball tendencies, hitting the ball relatively evenly across left, center, and right field. While his career average of .211 is low, he maintains a decent walk rate, holding a nearly 30%.
Veteran hitting coach Hiroshi Nakano told 618 Radar, "Castro is not a contact hitter, he is a violent disruptor. His 27% career strikeout rate tells you he fears no whiff. He is hunting for the extra base, and with 35% of his career hits going for extra bases, the Fighters are buying power, not average. The real mystery, the one the Fighters are gambling on, lies in his defense, a facet which, paradoxically, contains both his biggest weakness and his superhuman strength."
Looking at his major league defensive metrics, we see immediate concern. His UZR indicates he was slightly below average at second base and third base, but significantly struggled at shortstop, despite playing 389 innings there. His overall fielding percentage across all positions is low, indicating a tendency toward errors. This is the open wound the Fighters must treat. However, this is where we finally resolve the mystery we opened with. The specific isolated data point the Fighters risked their budget on is his arm strength. While the fielding range at all positions hovered slightly above zero, his throwing arm strength metrics were statistically elite, standing head and shoulders above all other defensive statistics.
Veteran scout Kenji Sato told me this week. His hands might give you heart attacks in high-pressure situations, but his arm?
It's a cannon forged in the fiery heart of the Caribbean. That metric, the raw velocity on his throws, is statistically elite, ranking him in the top 3% of MLB shortstops, despite his positional UZR dip. The internal debate within the fighter's war room must have been a bloodbath. Do you risk playing him at shortstop, capitalizing on that electric arm strength, but accepting the very real likelihood of crucial fielding errors? Or do you mitigate the risk by shifting him to a less demanding spot? The immediate options are fraught with complication. Left field, which he has minimal experience in, puts him in competition with Yoshida, Mizutani, and Imagawa. Shortstop is locked in a tight battle between Mizuno and Yamagata, and Castro's high error rate makes him a defensive liability there, despite his elite arm.
Third base, while a possibility, is currently solidifying around the drastically improved defense of Gunji, plus the presence of Nomura and Arasue. This brings us to the dramatic climax and the inevitable conclusion. Rodolfo Castro will start his fighter's career at second base. While this position somewhat nullifies the full range and power of his elite throwing arm, a tragedy for any scout to witness, it is the only realistic entry point that satisfies the fighter's mandate for scoring enhancement. The position became wide open following the FA departure of Ishii, leaving a hole that has yet to be fixed. At second base, his cannon arm is still valuable in turning double plays, but the overall defensive burden is reduced, allowing his high-end offensive potential to anchor the middle of the lineup. This strategic placement transforms the entire Nippon-Ham batting order into a deep, terrifying threat for 2026. Picture this projected lineup. 1. Mizutani, providing speed and OBP. 2. Kiyomiya, a burgeoning power threat. 3. Reyes, the established slugger. 4. Gunji, balanced power and defense. 5. Marunami, bringing veteran presence and power. And then at the 6th spot, we find Rodolfo Castro, a true power bat anchoring the lower half. Backed by 7, Tan, 8, Mizuno/Yamagata, and 9. Isamatsu Yazawa. This lineup is now deep, balanced, and capable of striking fear from the first pitch to the 9th. Castro isn't just an average utility addition. He is the concrete foundation that transforms this promising team into a genuine contender, provided they can manage the errors at second base. His ability to produce high-impact offense from a position of need, second base, makes him a massive hit, and the potential far outweighs the defensive gamble. Do you agree that the fighters made the right call in prioritizing his bat at second base over trying to shoehorn his elite arm into a more demanding position? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the fighter's strategy, be sure to like this video, share it with fellow fans, and subscribe to 618 Radar for the most passionate baseball analysis.